How's it going, everybody? Excuse me. How's it going, everybody? Shaun here. Another day, another vlog. Guess what? I am back at Knott's Berry Farm. And of course, directly behind me is the one and only Independence Hall. Well, I should say it's a replica. It is a brick by brick replica. Now, I know I've done videos about this building in the past, but every time I come to Knott's Berry Farm, this is like one of the first items I like to check out before heading into Knott's Berry Farm. Now today, technically, I'm not going to Knott's Berry Farm, the park. I'm actually heading up to Disney because I am going to Star Wars night. So I thought, you know what, to kill some time since I'm in the area, why not visit Independence Hall, even the berry market while I'm here in Virginia's gift shop. So why not, right? That is Ghost Rider that you hear in the background. This building is just incredible. It's mostly bypassed, to be honest with you. And it's kind of sad because this building is a historical landmark, not just the park itself, but really this building. It was opened on January 4th, 1966, and this building, again, is a brick by brick replica by Walter Knott. I think I mentioned this in one of my previous videos. My folks and I decided to visit Independence Hall. We technically were supposed to go to Knott's this one particular visit, but we stuck around here for a very long time. You don't even have to pay for admission. Well, you have to pay for parking if you're going to the Berry Market or to Mrs. Knott's Chicken Dinner Restaurant. But it is technically a part of Knott's Berry Farm. It's just across the street. Think of this as like their Disney California Adventure in a way, or really, yeah, I guess like California Adventure, because they have their own little downtown section. They got all the shops, like again the Chicken Dinner Restaurant, Virginia's Gift Shop, the Berry Market, and all that stuff, the Peanuts Gang Shop. This right here is across the street from the park. You can literally see it right there from across from Ghost Rider. I actually brought my Switch with me today because I'm planning on building a Minecraft replica of my own right here. I'm actually building an entire theme park. I'll show you more of what I'm making later on in this video. I might actually just build the front of Independence Hall for today's video because I do have to get to Disney at a certain point to be able to check in and all that. I'm probably just gonna build the front section of Independence Hall and then work my way into the back. If I have time, I'll build more. But anyways, my voice just cracked. All right, let's go into Independence Hall and have a little historic fun. This is also located right next door to Soak City, right over there, which will be exploding with business here in a month or so. It is kind of warm today. I put some sunscreen on, but man, this whole week has been pretty toasty. This building here, I'm not exactly sure what all is supposed to be going on in here. I think this is mostly for storage now because I think this used to be another part of the museum that was like an exhibit area, but it's closed off, obviously. But you can see some stuff in the windows. In fact, I just saw a cutout of what looks like Jaws right there. See that right there? I see a trophy in this one. You can see the trophy right there. So yeah, this is part of like a museum or something. It's also right across from the lagoon, right over here, where they have like special events and picnics and all. You can see like birds and ducks and turtles in this river. Sometimes you can see fish. I did hear some Canada geese at one point. Okay, I just spotted him, but there's a turtle right there. There is a turtle in the lagoon, and there are some Canada geese right there. There's two in the water here. There's two right over here. Yeah, there is a turtle right here. Oh, I think that turtle just jumped into the lagoon right there. There are turtles. Look, there's one right there, sunning himself right there on the rock. Oh yeah, there is another turtle. He's coming this way. All right, here we go. Into Independence Hall. We're traveling back in time to 1776. So right off the bat, you have the first U.S. flag with the 13, not 13 states, 13 colonies. That's what the 13 stars represent. And then over here, we have a couple of mannequins over here representing General George Washington before he was president, with Betsy Ross, the creator of the flag, right there. There she is, stitching in the stars right there. You have this porcelain sculpture right here of the Declaration of Independence. You got the founding fathers right there, trying to determine what to write down for the Declaration of Independence against Great Britain, of course, with King George III. Of course, who wrote it was Thomas Jefferson. You could probably hear the audio drama happening right behind me, a storm in Philadelphia. You can see the whole video on my YouTube channel, by the way. But yeah, porcelain sculpture. Aldo Fauci was the artist. They used to have another machine, like right over here somewhere. I think it broke. It was over 100 years old. You stick like a penny or a quarter in it, and there was like soldiers that would march in a circle. It was pretty cool. Bust of Mr. Walter Knott himself right there. And then down here we have some artifacts from that time period. Look at this. So we have some colonial currency bills right there. These were signed by James Wilson, who also signed the Declaration of Independence September 26th, 1778. It's amazing that these survived all these years. One of the first coins that was used right there by authorities of the United States struck in New Haven, Connecticut in 1787. Got some more. This is a $7. You've heard of the $2 bill. Look, that's a $7 bill. Look at that. Is it 10 shillings? That is incredible. And then that one is 30 shillings. That is pretty amazing. Then you have some commemorative items from the 100 years of independence. You have glassware, commemorative glassware from 1876. Man, those Canada geese are making a racket out there. There's a wooden canteen used in the Revolutionary War. Wow, look at that. You have some flintlock pistols. I have one of these at home. Got some bifocals there. Got a few colonial statues there. That's amazing. And this is what the British wore in battle right here. It's a British red coat. These look call them lobster backs. That's a private, basically. And one of my favorite people of history right there, Mr. Benjamin Franklin. Right there. And this case is a replica of the Declaration of Independence right here. This is basically everybody that signed the document. And of course, the most famous being the John Hancock signature. The reason why is because he wanted to make sure that the king didn't have to put on his bifocals in order to see his name. Because if you look at some of these signatures, they're really small, but John Hancock wrote his really big. That's why the term, can I get your John Hancock, that's where that's from, because of that signature right there. And of course, that's a very famous painting right there. Here's some more of the people that signed the Declaration of Independence. Oh, there goes the sneeze. They're about to laugh. That's funny. You got Thomas Jefferson up there. There's John Adams and brothers. This clock dates back to the 1790s. Wow. Here you have one of the carriages that could have been used during that time period to bring everybody over to Independence Hall. Of course, they didn't have cars back then, but yeah. Got your lanterns here because they didn't have electricity, so they had to use candles. And there's a replica of the Liberty Bell. I also have a video of this when I was here last time. And If you want to hear the audio, you have to push that button right here to learn about the Liberty Bell right there. And here we have a 17th century Italian harpsichord. Honestly, I really like the sound of harpsichords. They're really cool. Whenever I'm listening to like Mozart or Bach or Haydn, yeah, you can hear those in the background. It's really cool, really nostalgic. Dedicated to the supreme architect upon whose plan master builders brought forth a new nation. Again, this building's just incredible. Wow. Again, this is a replica of the Liberty Bell. There's the crack right there. And I just heard my shoulder crack. So yeah, this is Independence Hall. And by the way, if you want to get something while you're here, they also have this gift shop here. They got like shirts and different like memorabilia here. Like even this is really cool Independence Hall t-shirt right here. That's a nice one actually. And you also have replicas of the Liberty Bell right here. In fact, here's one. I think this one, nope, it's just a, oh, it's a ceramic bank. Okay. There's even like building blocks here for like the White House. There's the Capitol, the bald eagle. There's Benjamin Franklin right here. George Washington. There's Abraham Lincoln. Oh, the Civil War soldiers. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's awesome. Look at this. You also have Revolutionary War soldiers. There's the Patriot and the lobster back there. Oh, there's examples right here. Here we go. That's awesome. Look at that. You also have Alexander Hamilton, oh, Theodore Roosevelt, Thomas Jefferson. Wow. Oh, these are cool. Okay, so you have weapons of the War of 1812, Betsy Ross's flag, the ringing of the Liberty Bell. I believe these are like supposed to be replica documents of what they signed. Here's Louisiana Purchase and Confederate currency. Oh my goodness. We have more Confederate currency, colonial. So if you want to get your own like colonial currency, there you go. This is replica, by the way. This is not real, but that is cool. That is really neat to have to your collection. I think Professor Word would be very interested in trying some of this out. So yeah, you also have the Union State currency, colonial Revolutionary War currency. Whoa. That is awesome. Oh, $2.99. Look at that. Okay. And oh my goodness, look, you could even own the deed to the Statue of Liberty. Look at that. That is awesome. And then you have a mug featuring the different presidents of the United States. It starts George Washington and ends... Oh, okay, so it doesn't include Trump's second term, but it ends right there at Joe Biden right there. There's Trump, there's Obama, there's Bush, Clinton, Bush, there's Reagan. You also have the other presidents like Taft, and there's Roosevelt, there's Cleveland, there's Abraham Lincoln there, there's Thomas Jefferson. And if you really want to be like Ant-Man, have a very tiny Declaration of Independence, there you go, in a bottle. I actually have one of these at home, but yeah, that's the Declaration right there in a bottle. It's like a message in a bottle. A bottle with a message of independence. Well, I'm outside Independence Hall, and you got these two over here. They're looking over towards Soak City. Sorry, guys, the pool is closed. He's like, ah, dag nabbit. That's a nice, good-sized swimming pool. Hello. Hi. Good to see you. Hi. Canada geese can be a bit territorial. Also, I have seen Canada geese over at Disneyland. There have been a couple of times where I have seen them by Frontierland. So I wouldn't be surprised if they also have them over there. He's dead on straight up looking at me like, hey, what's going on? Paparazzi. Hi. Hello. Hi. Hi. Okay, so they only have like 4 Canada geese out here. Not too bad. Not too bad. They're just visiting. Anyways, yeah, it's Independence Hall right there. I'm gonna go to the front now so I can get some shots of the front, and then I'll start building the whole front on Minecraft. Here we go. So what I do is, whenever I'm building a new section of like a theme park or really any type of building for my Minecraft world, I take pictures of every nook and cranny, and I take pictures of it. And that's exactly what I'm doing here with Independence Hall. I might also replicate this thing. Oh, before I forget, actually, I must show you guys this. This is the statue I see out here before going into Independence Hall. As it says there on the rock, by the rude bridge that arched the flood, their flag to April's breeze unfurled. Here once the embattled farmer stood, and fired the shot heard round the world. What I was saying was that I take pictures of every section of the building, which is going to be like a 360 shot, basically. I might come back later on, maybe tomorrow when I'm here, and take pictures of this. So I get a shot of that, and a shot of that. I think I get a couple more along the side. On my old account on Minecraft, before my original Switch blew up, I built all of Hogsmeade, and I was just about to get started on working on the Hogwarts structure. I built the entire ride. Didn't work on Hippogriff, but I finished pretty much everything for Hogwarts, and then everything just died, unfortunately. So I have to recreate it. Plus, I'm actually glad I'm doing it again, because there's some areas of Hogsmeade that I was looking at going, it's too much space. It didn't look right, so I'm glad I'm doing it again. It's like a second version of it, so I'm looking forward to building it. But anyways, let's go ahead and build the front section of Independence Hall. Here we go. Well, the question is, where do I actually want to put this thing? Because off in this direction, I'm building something else, and I want to build a little bit of city walk on that side. So I'm thinking, since I have a railroad track here, I think I'm going to put it over here on this side, which has some pretty good space. It's getting dark, so I'm going to put this guy to sleep and then come back and then make a foundation and then get started. Okay, so I created a little bit of space for the front of Independence Hall. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my first photograph that I have, and I'm going to look and see how many spaces I would need in order to put the brick blocks, because in the middle here, as you can see, there are windows right there. So I'm going to say that's about, well, there's also some areas that have some detail work in here, so those will be needed to be extended outward as well. So again, I'm looking at the width of how big these things are going to be. So I'm going to say it's going to be like maybe three of these brick blocks. Can't really see it, but it's there. But yeah, I will need to make 3 of those, then put the windows in, then another 3 on that side. That will create that side of the building. And then as I take a look at my other photographs that I've taken, ooh, why is it not working? Come on, move. Oh, there we go. And then I'll look at this and I'll see how many bricks I'll need for this. This might be 2, and then you have the double doors there, and it's going to extend upward to the front. So it's trial and error. It's trial and error. But so far, I would look at the photograph and then come back and give you an update as to how it looks. Okay, so I'm starting off with the front, and as you can see right here, I have a section of brick that's already done. I try to create a bit of like a brick wall or a brick building first, and I just work my way around. So I'm hoping this is kind of accurate. So what I did was I basically put in these quartz columns here. If you look on here on the photograph, those are columns. So I have quartz columns there and these pale wood white doors there, and then there's gonna be a piece of like concrete or something right above there, white concrete, and then right above it's gonna be like some wood, and then after that the windows are gonna go up here. I'm noticing that there's like at least 2 different blocks right here, then a couple columns of brick there, and more of these side windows here. So I'm hoping that this actually works out to my advantage. So it looks like it will, because there's going to be 2 layers here of windows on that side, and also the windows here on the left and right side of the front. So I think I got this down pretty good. So the front is looking pretty good for now. Okay, quick updates. So that's what I've gotten done so far with Independence Hall. It's looking pretty good so far. So now I'm going to work on the second level here, which is going to be this part right here. So it looks like maybe a layer of quartz, and then actually I might make this different. So there's actually some chiseled quartz that I can make and use some wood there and then continue onward. Guys, I think I made a boo-boo. So I'm looking at how tall this thing is, and it doesn't look as tall on here as it tall as there. So I'm looking at this spot right up here before I get to that second level. Dang. So I may have to bring it down 1 level. So oops. Alright guys, well, as you can see, I am I'm going to say right now I'm going to be done for now for building the front section of Independence Hall. I'll worry about the sides later on. I just really wanted to focus on the front, just to get an idea of what it's going to look like. And now it's time for the big reveal. Ta-da! Look at that. That's pretty good, right? I'm actually impressed. It came out a lot better than I thought. I had to take a little bit of liberty on the very top though, because yeah, I can't create any round shapes. It's all square. So still, that's the front of Independence Hall right there. And guess what? Right here in Independence Hall, I built this section right here at the Independence Hall here in Knott's Berry Farm. So I think we're gonna go ahead and head into Virginia's gift shop as well as the berry market, because right now it's 1:44 and I do need to get to Disney by 6. So I'm gonna head over to Virginia's gift shop and the berry market and go ahead and end the vlog there. Also, I think this is the first because I'm building the Minecraft version of Independence Hall from right here inside Independence Hall, right there next to the Liberty Bell. Also, I did purchase some of the Colonial Revolutionary War currency. So yeah, this is all old stuff here. Like, this is just incredible, incredible history. So that's the Colonial and Revolutionary War currency set B. And this is the first one right here. Unique replicas of the original currency. Look at that. That is so cool. So cool. Wow. A lot different from the dollar bills we have nowadays. Well, that was a lot of fun, right? We got to do something different here at Independence Hall. Got to see some cool artifacts, get some currency from the 1700s, and of course, me building the Minecraft version of Independence Hall. At least the front part right there, that one section right there. If you guys want to see more updates of me actually building this thing, maybe I'll do it again tomorrow. I'll come back and build more of it because I'll be here all day tomorrow, so might as well, right? Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. It is greatly appreciated. Don't forget to check out the whole list of Knott's Berry Farm videos that I've recorded from right here at Knott's Berry Farm. And also, check out my audio drama video that I recorded from right here at Independence Hall, which is the storm, or I should say a storm from Philadelphia, which is the audio drama that they play right in here inside this great building. Again, so cool. You guys got to check it out. If you're visiting the Anaheim area, Orange County, don't want to go into Knott's Berry Farm but want to see something free, check out Independence Hall. Yes, you will have to pay for parking, but still completely worth it. A lot of fun. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching In Scene. As they say in Hollywood, I'm not actually in Hollywood. I'm back in time in 1776. 1776! Right here in front of Independence Hall. That, my friends, is a wrap. See you in the future. Bye, guys.